The command center of the Dominator pulsed with tension as data streams lit up across the control boards. Commander Holden stood steady, absorbing updates about the status of the home fleet. The XO responded enemy force comprises 5 cruisers and more than a dozen escorts closing in on our path. Their main vessels are outdated, but their grouped lasers could cause issues. Holden scoffed. They defend ashes and ruins. They have no concept of war. Navigation. Move us ahead full thrust. Deploy the fighter wings to screen our vanguard with a powerful jolt. Earth's fleet charged the defenders as distances shrank. The clash erupted, enemy beams cut through the void, but Terran cannons obliterated 2 scout ships in bursts of molten debris. Focus. The main guns on the lead cruiser Holden ordered target locks. Confirmed, the Terran cruisers launched magnetic slugs, ripping through the silence to impale the alien vessel. Retaliation followed. Swiftly, Castellan warships shifted and fired waves of heat that struck the tan shield barriers. Their aim was accurate but lacked the power to pierce us. Noted Merrick. Should we answer? Commander Holden smirked. Unleash full fire, remove them from the skies. The Dominator unleashed twin plasma lances that tore the cruiser apart, also consuming a nearby frigate caught in the blast. Chaos took over the battle. Smaller craft darted and tangled across the field. Fighters twisted past capital ships. Terran gunboats fired precision missiles while keeping formation their shields, shrugging off scattered lasers with each moment. Earth's edge grew clearer. Another cruiser drifted from formation. It was surrounded and bombarded until its defenses cracked. Internal blasts wrecked the core before its warp. Drive detonated, spraying debris across space amid the violence. Holden's sharp gaze found an opening signal, the bombers to break off formation. Destroy those frigates, we need a clear path to the surface. 9 heavy torpedo craft peeled away racing. Through enemy fire using engine glare as cover, they fired waves of fusion warheads, each device bursting like a miniature sun, consuming multiple ships in firestorms. 4 enemy vessels were lost. No bombers fell, Terran discipline and mastery undeniable. All units regroup around the Dominator. Holden commanded. I admire their spirit, but their war is already lost now. Show them what true strength looks like. His flagship surged forward, guns primed as it aimed at the largest cruiser ahead. Fire! The plasma lances shot forth, crossing the void, slicing shields and hull like paper. Internal explosions shattered the cruiser before its core went critical and reduced it to atoms. The battle belonged to Earth, but Holden stared toward the planet below. Commander, the enemy fleet is retreating under fighter cover. Their orbitals remain but may contest our landing. Stated. Merrick. Holden nodded. Then let them attempt it. They will witness the depth of our fury. Prepare ground forces, landing begins within. The hour eliminate all resistance, victory and spoils await the brave. With that, the true invasion started across the fleet. Dropships and carriers launched by the hundreds, shielded by swift star furies within the armored bays. The Praetorian Guard stood firm, humanity's elite warriors. None could resist their charge through observation windows. Holden watched his legions take the offensive. Castalla would soon kneel. Earth's banners would fly without rival across the stars. Those who opposed would only find ruin. Holden's resolve burned. Nothing could halt Terra from sweeping the galaxy. Victory was only the beginning. The assault ships neared the landing site, prepared to deliver their deadly payload. Holden allowed himself a cold smile. The reckoning had begun. No defense would withstand the strength of Earth sensors lit up the view screens. Commander, began Merrick, we have detected over 24 enemy installations on the surface, including 10 shield generators protecting populated areas. Holden acknowledged a network of defenses, but one we shall tear apart. Pilot, descend to low orbit directly above the main shield hub. All firepower target that point. The Dominator shifted position and opened fire. Thunder shook the skies as railguns and plasma weapons rained destruction. The defensive shield flickered and collapsed under the onslaught. 2 Terran cruisers rushed the breach, firing torpedoes. Detonations rippled through the wreckage. Holden nodded, pleased. First strike. Goes to us. The road is clear. All ships begin operations. Engage assigned targets. Bombers strike defensive lines and artillery platforms. Fusion warheads engulfed enemy emplacements. Cruisers reduced satellites and control stations to fragments in minutes. Defenses over 2 continents crumbled. Returning fire became sporadic. Castellan troops floundered, unable to respond effectively. Holden gave a sharp command. Clean up the stragglers, prepare for ground. Deployment. Mechanized forces stood ready. Praetorians, armored troops, and tank brigades aligned in formation aboard the flagship. Holden watched the progress, eyes gleaming triumph. At Castalla would end resistance in the region. New systems would fall swiftly under humanity's command, he imagined. Endless growth and dominion. All forces ready. Holden activated the fleet-wide transmission warriors of Earth. The time has come. Order must be imposed through fire and steel. Castalla tried to halt our rise, but no power can deny Terra's relentless. Advance, descend now and break their will. Let our banners fly across their cities. Cheers roared from across the fleet. Morale surged. The soldiers were eager for battle hatches, hissed open as gravlifts deployed. The tan-armored legions stormed into. Space landing craft accelerated toward the atmosphere. Attack shuttles flew in formation, shielding the dropships as they entered the upper layers. Turbulence rocked the vessels, but the trained crews remained steady. The blue skies turned to burning. Dusk, as the craft screamed downward, scattered turret fire reached up, but escort fighters crushed the batteries, clearing the path for descent. Designated landing sites appeared. Shuttles, released vehicles, and soldiers' drop pods slammed into the ground, sending up dust trails. Holden observed the deployment. Skimmers and quadruped units began rapid operations. The Praetorians led strike teams to root out defenders, while engineers built supply hubs. Then full pacification would begin. Castellan fighters still existed among the hills, but their hope was misplaced. Holden had planned for this. Lightly armored scout teams baited defenders while returning fire, systematically removing threats within the hour. Momentum shifted entirely to the Terran's. Castellan forces withdrew toward urban strongholds, shadowed by pursuing Praetorian patrols at dusk. Terran's sensors detected a large city in the distance, full of factories and troops. Its fall would end. Enemy resistance orders were given. First Praetorian cohort move along the Northwest Highway, engage as needed but preserve key structures. Other forces cut supply routes during the night. The main force flanked the city infiltration teams, secured junctions. By dawn, the Terran army encircled the defenders. Siege weapons tore through enemy bunkers, and by morning the Castellan forces were surrounded, yet they refused surrender. Every street became a battlefield. Gunfire echoed endlessly. Holden remained silent, watching his soldiers crush the resistance piece through dominance. As was Earth's will, the battle continued when the comm system lit up. Commander began. Merrick, we have found unusual signals from the southern continent, energy patterns not listed in any known system. Intrigued, Holden adjusted course, prepared to investigate what secrets might lie hidden in that distant land.